making the video. Yes, I'm not going to be walking. I'll be sitting or something. Yeah, it really is getting better. Actually, it was all cloudy. Now it's all sunny, which is quite nice. Let's see. It's kind of a mess back there, but whatever. I'll go this way. A little bit of a breeze, but I think that'll be okay. Yeah. Anyway, so a couple of subjects. Damn wind. Probably should have to turn around just because of the damn winds. There's always something. Always something. Spoiling the fun. Ooh. Yes. Ooh. Feathers. Some bird has met his end. Probably horribly and such. Anyway, hope that's better wind-wise. It's kind of swirly in here. Anyway, getting to the video now. So Anaconda has been doing all this bitching about the tyranny, of ethics, the moralizing types, those who see a difference between good and bad, and kind of want the world to be a good place, not a bad place. See the difference between working and broken, efficient, inefficient. These are horrible concepts from his perspective. I don't even know how he feels about the word civilization, frankly. It's probably why he goes for some of these dark writers, because they're always ragging on civilization. Koran guy was like that. Like somehow people are better off, eating bugs and picking ticks and, well, whatever. It's just, I find that silly. It's even me saying I find that. That's all this argument's really about. I mean, if I was the Grand Inquisitor, unlike him, I'm not going to be holding up the Bible and reading out of the Bible and asking you why you didn't meet up to some fantasy character's perception of right and wrong. I'm not going to, I'm not going to worry about whether you're possessed by a demon or something. I'm just going to say, here's the rational standard. Explain how you're not guilty. That's all. I mean, it's the same standard everybody's got to meet. This is no hypocrisy or duplicity here. What do you, it's just the way things are. This is the way the world works. You put dioxin in the drinking water, it poisons people, they die horribly. Yeah, that sucks. Explain why you have a right to do that kind of stuff. Have a right to impose risk, even, or we go through any of these questions. Your only obligation is to say, I'm worth it, or something, but you don't say anything. There's no response. I mean, it is a trial. But the point is that this also came up in the other conversation the other day, is this is the price you pay for civilization. Is that you're going to have to meet some kind of standards of performance. You can't make as much mess as you're cleaning up a mess. You can't have a machine that's like, let's say it's cleaning your lawn and it's, creating toxic waste in the air or something. I mean, some example like that. That's inefficient. It's nonsensical. It's retarded. And if somebody calls you on it, you can explain how, no, wait, no, it really does work. Here's why. That's all. You just explain how it makes sense to create more pollution. Not that, that's not the only obligation here. Somebody's comparing your technology to some other technology and they're saying, well, why are we doing it your way when we could be doing it this other way? Explain why your way is better. And that's only rational. But I mean, that's going to always be the price of civilization, is you have to avoid circumstances where you end up subsidizing or feeding the very thing creating problems that you have to pay money to fix. You have to expend resources to fix. You can't break one thing. You can't drive the car into a brick wall to get a loaf of bread or something. You can't have these irrational and fundamentally unsustainable and destructive mechanisms existing. So sort of like, the easiest example of that for civilization is if everybody's walking around with a sword and they just kill each other every time they have a fight over a loaf of bread, you won't have a civilization, because everybody will stay 10 feet away from each other. Nobody will make a deal. Well, that's another thing. If you have the ability to just sell diseased sheep to somebody, or to make promises and then break them and not keep contracts, you can't have civilization then. So it's just the rules of civilization that you have to have rules. That's the very nature of it. So anyway, in this conversation, so it gets to this whole Buddha crap of his, Antikantavad's, right? But see, he's really good at doing the, extract empathy. You get rid of your emotional liabilities, your sympathy and your empathy. That's a big Nietzsche thing. Yeah, fuck it. That's the Ayn Rand philosophy on psychology. Yeah, philosophy on psychology. You want to be happy? Yeah, just pretend everything's okay. And it's certainly something we're able to do. So I'm not arguing you can't do that. It's quite doable. And I'm saying you should do it in a harmless way, not in the harmful way. But these people only do it when it comes to something important. And then when it's something personal, they don't seem capable. But anyway, that's a whole nother issue. But the trick is that what goes with that, to make that a bargain, to make that Buddhist crap make any sense at all, is you also have to do away with your avarice, your ambition. They're made out of the same crap as your empathy and your compassion and all these other liabilities that slow you down. Well, these ones that speed you up are just as useless. They're just as psychological. You can just create them out of your imagination. I mean, when I think about all the things I wanted when I was a kid, it would be so great if I found this kind of turtle, or I found that, or I did this, and I'd say how happy that would make me. Well, I could have just made the happiness in my head. It isn't all that complicated. The actual having, I could have a Lamborghini in my driveway right now, right? I can have a real one that's expensive to maintain and all that kind of shit, or I can have an imaginary one that's really easy. I can just say it's there, and I can, if you really do understand your psychology, you can just pretend yourself into anything. I got 6 bitches that pay me to have sex with them. I can just make them up. And as long as I understand how to play with the psychology, so it doesn't say something stupid like they're just made up. That's all the trick is, right? That's what the big guru trick is. It's just don't have some part of your brain say it doesn't count. You made that up. So if you want to be happy, tell yourself jokes. I mean, it's really not that hard. Pretend you're George Carlin. Pretend you're funny. Laugh at anything you say because it's funny. Ha! I just said that. It's funny as fuck. No problem. It's just psychology, fuckheads. All right? But is that all you are? Is that what life is? Life has meaning because you're found some place to be nothing or comfortable, or you've done whatever this little minimum is to delude yourself into the fact that I'm winning, and that's all that matters. As long as I know I'm winning, everything's okay. Well, I'm saying sure, do that all you want, in your living room, but don't talk it like it's philosophy, like that's the truth, because that's not the truth. You're just maximizing your individual machine's comfort, just so your individual machine isn't just another one of the depressed liabilities roaming around going, woe is me. So yeah, if you can take control of this psychology and keep it within some kind of bounds, great, do it. I mean, it's not something I advocate because I just don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm mission oriented, so I don't need to have a happy psychology, because I'm so focused on the mission statement that that just doesn't matter. I mean, all I'm trying to do is maximize productivity. Just get the job done kind of thing. And I also guess I kind of know that this mechanism is always going to have a kind of indigestion. It's just not made to be. It's on the wrong planet. They serve the wrong food here. It's I'm always going to be in the wrong country eating the wrong shit. So I'm always going to have an upset stomach. And I'm just kind of resigned to that. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. I mean, so I'm not advocating. I don't really care about this whole psychology crap. It's all this big picture thing for me. I mean, for me, it's the future, fuckers. I mean, this whole fuck about this bullshit here now just doesn't matter. I mean, the real trick is not to make the new slaves and not to make the new mess. I mean, the old ones here, I don't think it's worth going around trying to scrub all these stains off the fucking walls. It's just, it's time when you go to repaint to just do a good job of repainting. Oh yeah, so the other point I wanted to make was this came up in that argument with the guy I kind of had my fill of, and it was, because he's one of these hopeful assholes, that the future we can fix this and we can fix that and we can do all this stuff. And that is so far away from where we are psychologically. People are so far away from that kind of, mellow discipline. And it's clearly discipline's a key word, sacrificing this little bullshit that they think they need. But the real point is once you get to this higher place, intellectually, where you understand how that's just psychology, and how to manipulate this psychology, the understanding that comes with that, or even before that, before knowledge of how to construct or engineer a well-conformed psychological human being, before you'll have that knowledge, you'll have the knowledge that there's no point in making one. That it doesn't really do anything, okay, but resolve dilemmas, problems. The problem is in the nature of the mechanism. It's just a machine that creates internal problems that need to be solved and forces the body to go out in the world and solve them. And there's just nothing else to it. And it's just a perception in brains, just a thing people think. There's no correlation in any part of this reality that indicates the necessity of whatever we're doing. Consciousnesses floating around. There's nothing in it. This doesn't say it anywhere. There's no obvious, hey, there needs to be a consciousness there. It just isn't there. It's just a perception in people's heads that these things need to exist, especially when you think about it in terms of humans and certain particular types of animals, and that's where these Gaia nuts go way out over the edge too, is they start justifying every single species that exists, and you're just and then you ask them to bring back Tyrannosauruses, and some say they would. They'd have us all living underground to hide from the Tyrannosauruses. That's how silly they are. And it's silliness out of some kind of devotion to the mechanism itself. What mechanism? It's Pac-Man, for fuck's sake. That's all it is. Eat for the sake of eating. Eating because you've been contrived and made to do it. And that's it. Nothing else. There's no grander mission statement here than make a need, satisfy a need. Make a need, satisfy a need. And the argument is that the knowledge that that's silly will come before the knowledge of how to construct a durable civilization. Durable civilization is a hell of a lot more complicated than the understanding that we just make messes. We don't, and we only clean up a portion of them. That simple truth will fall on you before you will acquire enough knowledge to create a real civilization. Because the dilemma is you're going to run into the dilemma. Okay, when you try to do this civilization thing, you're going to run into the dilemma that we really are need machines, that we need a problem. And so you're always going to be stuck with the liability of starving yourselves to make the meals worth eating, going thirsty for a while to make the water quenching. That's the mechanism. That's the reality of our circumstance. I need water over there. That's a reality. So, where else do I go? No water there. I don't even know if it'll work. So many issues here. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else I have to add. So yeah, all this Buddha talk, and it's just convenient once again. They get rid of the parts of their psychology that are inconvenient. They don't do the real master thing, the honest. They don't do it the honest way, where you take full control. They take convenient control, and it's just a kind of just another entertainment. they've turned another serious thing into just entertainment, and you know, think themselves enlightened, and you know, all they've done is hump you know, the Buddha. Anyway, so anyway, till next installment and such. Probably more I had to do, but there's always more to do. But anyway, yeah, so I guess part of the point I wanted to make of this video that I sort of made in the beginning was there's all this talk about this imposition or inquisition of these moral authority. Again, it's based on premises that are stated. You can make your counter argument, and your counter argument so far, the counter argument is ludicrous crap like, what's wrong with contradiction? Isn't that part of reality, contradictions? That's, you know, what do you do with that as an argument? Except say, oh please, we're not doing that. Hey, look at that. Forget-me-not with flowers. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, rest of this stuff probably ain't gonna come up as it got too cold. Anyway, so anyway, so yeah, so yes, I do want to wish that we are all put on trial, and I just wish that it would be an honest, logical interrogation, and I think we should feel comfortable being required to defend our lives. I don't think that's an obscene thing to do, to oblige us to defend our lives. Yeah, so it's disappointing what's not coming up very well. These are my irises in here. They're getting all thin because they're getting too shaded by all this crap. So, it's funny how they didn't work, and I put them over there. They didn't take. So I do have some coming up over here, so that's good. They'll fill in here maybe. Yeah, I have to move some more around. Anyway, I wish I put some in here or something. Anyway, I keep saying anyway. Sorry about that. That is unnecessary. Yeah. And maybe put some in the side of this thing. It's going to rot anyway. And that can just fill in with some of them or something. Anyway. Ooh, I gotta cut my asparagus. Yeah, I really had some good I had one asparagus. Asparagus. Keep forgetting to cut it. So if they get too big, they won't be edible. Oh yeah, there's a good one there. That's a good asparagus in there. See him? Oh, he's good. He's good. He's good. Yeah, the one over there is getting long. I gotta cut. Ooh, that one's way too long. Oh, that one got way away from me. Yeah. Alright, I gotta do that now. Alright, anyway. Till next time. Such. So forth and whatnot. Yeah, I'm done now. Pretty sure.